taking you live with our live show. And I hope you guys are excited for St. Patty's Day. Hey everybody, it's Cindy Matalucci, your host of The Pulse. Thanks for tuning into Live with Cindy. Today is Friday, March 16th. It's almost St. Patty's Day. I hope you guys have amazing plans for the weekend. We have the whole set decorated and ready to go. We are a wee bit Irish here, so we also have some Glenfiddich because we want to represent. So thanks to Glenfiddich for our amazing whiskey that we have in here. So the other thing is, I really want to tell you guys that we're all about elevating our business this year in 2018, and we want to elevate your business. So if you guys have a story that you want to get out there, you want exposure for your brand or your business, or you have an event that you want to promote, send us a message either at our website, thepulsesd.com, or on social media at The Pulse. Share your story, and we'd love to get you booked on the show. So without further ado, I'm so excited today. I have an amazing guest. I have Windus Fernandez Brinkkord, who is the Managing Vice President at Trilogy Financial. Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for coming.
I'm so happy to be here today.
We're so excited. So Winduss, if you guys did not know, is actually a sponsor of our TV show. We're really excited about that. She's also going to be on our live show on a quarterly basis as a regular contributor. Her and her team are fabulous, and they're going to be talking about tips, trends from the financial market, what's happening, and really be a resource to our viewers. So we want to thank you for that.
Thanks, Cindy. Thanks for having me.
So we're so excited. And she's my financial planner, so I love working with her. But before we kind of get involved, I want to talk about a few things today. But before we start into financial planning, I want to talk about your story. For those of you that don't know, she's a third-generation Californian, a second-generation San Diegan. So she's really involved in the community. But tell us a little bit about how you got started in financial planning.
So when I came out of college, I didn't know really what I wanted to do, where I wanted to go, and I knew I wanted to be in San Diego. But I came from a family that had a very real estate mind background, and when I was out there applying, I happened upon Trilogy. You know, the way that you put your resume out back in the day was on Monster, right? And they actually contacted me to interview. And I didn't know much about investments. I had studied them in college and I'd understood it, but what I found is that they're very confusing for people. And I found the opportunity here to help bring them to your average American and help those people reach their goals to be a very exciting opportunity. So I apprenticed into the industry with Trilogy, and I've been there since 2003.
Wow. Well, and I think that a lot of people get scared when it comes to financial planning, but you guys make it really easy. And there's a big difference between Trilogy, I find, and a lot of companies out there. So tell us, what can a client expect from you when they're working with Trilogy?
So a lot of this industry is very, show me your assets. And for Trilogy, we don't want, yes, of course we manage money, and that's a big portion of what we do, but what we're trying to understand is what is a client trying to achieve with the money they have? So yes, I can tell you what you should be saving for, but if that's not what you're ready to do right now, then what's the point in me trying to, shovel that into your life, right? So for us, it's very client focused. Is it your goal to retire at 60, or is retirement not your main objective? Is it your goal to put your kids through college, and that's really what you need to do? So we're here to help the client do the planning that they need and invest their assets to those plans.
Well, what I like is it's very custom to each client. So it's not cookie cutter.
Yes.
The other thing is one-on-one coaching, comprehensive analysis, budgeting tools, the things that you guys are offering, I think is different than a lot of other companies.
Yeah, so I found when I first started in the industry, we didn't have nearly the technology we do now, right? And the technology has allowed us to help empower clients to have a better sense of really what's going on a monthly basis or a weekly basis in their finances. Because in the past, people would say, I need to plan for retirement based off of replacing $5,000 or $10,000 a month in income. And then when we actually spend time to understand what they're really spending, that number might vary quite a bit. So it's nice to be able to plan with more accurate numbers.
And not wait till the last minute, right?
Totally.
Be ahead of the game. Well, and then I wanted to talk to the viewers a little bit about what types of clients you work with, because you work with a lot of different types of clients.
Well, absolutely, because the planning is built to that individual's needs. We have the bandwidth to serve clients. We do 401k plan for our business owner clients. We help. It's
Families,
it's everything.
Single females.
There's not a client out there that we're not capable of serving. And honestly, I have 15 years of experience, but I'm helping other people apprentice into the industry. For clients who are just trying to take that first step, I have an advisor who's there to help them as well.
And you have a great team.
Absolutely.
And you have 5 people now?
I have 5 people on my team, and then there's 12 of us in San Diego total. And to be honest, it's not just about my team. I'm here to help all the advisors in our San Diego region have success.
That's great. Well, so what I want to do is, I know I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit, but a tip for the viewers. So we don't want it to be scary, you guys. Financial planning does not have to be scary. I work with Winduss. She takes the scare out of mine, although we do drink some wine when we plan.
It helps.
Which definitely helps.
And you're not the only client who needs that help.
Right, but it's good. I mean, it's a great atmosphere of, I don't feel scared because I know you've got my back, and we sit there, we go through everything, and you've got great advice for me. So I love that. But if you could maybe give a tip to the viewers, maybe for an entrepreneur or for budgeting or something, that they can take away.
I actually was thinking about the tip, because there's really 2 types of tips I can offer today. One that I've realized I've received a lot of phone calls about, there's a lot of, concern or fear. So there's 2 types of people right now. People who are like, oh man, this market's growing, I want to be a part of it, and I want to be risky invested. Mm-hmm. And then there's the people who are more afraid and maybe too conservative for their own good. So one of my core tips is that make sure that you're investing to your time horizon and not reactively, right? So if you have 10 plus years for retirement, you should be focusing on that as what dictates how you're investing, instead of maybe where we're at in a market cycle. Okay. There is opportunity, but you have your core investments represent what their long-term objective is.
And that's sort of the risk profile that you do.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So there's an analysis that you would do, figure out the risk profile.
We definitely work with people all day about that, and trying to make sure that, they're comfortable with how they're allocated, but that they're also looking at what this money's for.
Okay, perfect. And then I know the financial market is a little volatile, just a little. But I mean, is there a trend or something you could point out with the financial market right now?
Absolutely, especially given what we went through in February. So what we saw leading up to February was so many months of growth that was so uncharacteristic. I feel like people literally forgot that that's just not how the market grows. So then when February came and we had a decline, a severe decline, I think it was like 10% in 2 days, that scared a lot of people, but that's actually more normal than what we've seen for the last 15 months, right? So it's understanding that markets go down and up, and that's a part of their long-term trajectory.
Yeah, and you can't
just be patient.
Get nervous because it's...
Be patient.
Yeah, there's those trends, so stick with what you're doing. So the other thing that I really love about you is the giving back aspect. So you're very involved in your community. We were talking about that before. I want to give a shout out. I know you work with Traveling Stories Board of Directors.
Yes.
We love Emily. Hi, Emily, if you're watching. I'm a big fan of hers. I think you support California State Parks, Wounded Warriors. So, I mean, maybe just what is it for you that inspires you to give back?
I think it's, the honesty comes out. You asked that question. So I grew up in a family with a grandmother who's almost the opposite role model. I felt like she had a lot to give, but didn't give. And it really instilled upon me an understanding of what I wanted to be able to do if I were as successful as she was. And I've had a lot of good luck in my business, and I've built a good business, and it gave me the opportunity to be able to give more to others. That's just really important to me.
I love that. And it's great too, because I mean, you have 2 kids and you spend a lot of time with them, and that's important for you. And maybe you could tell us, how do you balance it all? I mean, being a mother. I mean, obviously you saw we talked about what she did today already.
The balance really comes from, I have a very supportive husband, right? So, and he helps make sure that the kids get to where they need to be, and I help make sure that we do really fun things on the weekend. But in terms of balance during the week, that's something I still struggle with. But the weekends, like I unplug 90% of the weekends, and it's with the family.
It's so good. So you got to do it. Balance is good. So you guys do a free consultation. Basically, everybody will have access to links to her website. We also have it on the screen. But to find Winduss, it's trilogyfs.com/Winduss for all the information you need. But tell everybody, people can come out and do a consultation with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So for starters, picking a financial advisor firm is a very, we work with our clients for a long time. So we believe that you getting to know us first and making sure that we're the right fit for you is important. Mm-hmm. So all of our consultations are at no charge. And then we get to know you, and we get to show you a lot about our process then.
Well, and I want to mention one thing. They have a program which people think, oh, financial planner, it's so expensive, or I don't know if I can afford it. They have an $800 a year program
Right.
I think we should talk about that.
Yeah, we call that our decision coach program. Like, we want to bring people in. We teach them how to know where their money is going. We teach them how to understand what buckets are best for what they're trying to achieve and how they should invest that. We make sure that we collaborate with our professionals if they need guidance on, tax integration or is it time for a living trust. So we try to help in that decision coach process really get someone launched in their plan.
And that's so doable, especially for an entrepreneur. I mean, I think to incorporate, you pay like $2,500. So, right?
Yeah.
And then you have to pay like $800 and some a year just to keep that up. So, I mean, so you guys know, taking the scare out of that financial planning, when I heard about that, I was like, oh my God, it's $800 a year. I know a lot of people that work with you on that program too.
Yeah.
So I think it's fabulous. So again, to find everything out about Trilogy, her team, and Winduss, it's trilogyfs.com/Winduss. And I just want to say thank you so much for being a resource. We cannot wait to have you as a regular on the show.
This is awesome. Thanks.
Well, thank you guys so much, and I really hope you have a fabulous, safe St. Patty's Day. Don't drink too much Glenfiddich, although we are going to have a glass in a second. But thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time when we put our finger on the pulse of San Diego. Thanks, Winduss.
Thanks, Cindy.